So I've been trying to figure out, to probe the faint disquiet, the source of my ills. I've been on a quest, you could say, to try to understand what is holding me back. What continues to get in my way? What keeps me kicking and screaming, so to speak? What is this fear of being fully alive? I was reading Ernest Becker's book, The Denial of Death, in which he cited the work of psychologist Abraham Maslow and all of the steps towards self-actualization that human beings need to take. One of the things that he says is that we get a thrill from the godlike possibilities that we see in ourselves during our most perfect moments, yet we simultaneously shiver at those very same possibilities. There is a kind of terror of being fully alive. There is this fear of a kind of quaking, annihilating glory. That during our most perfect moments, when we feel the most connected, the most powerful, when we're actually in a state of surrender, when we let it all go, we take our hands off the wheel, the ecstasy is so great, we fear it will undo us. We fear we will not survive past the ecstasy. And so we shrink back from being fully alive. We shrink away from life, right? We shy away from the sunlight. We fear the intensity of unfiltered experience. And there is a name for this affliction. It's called Jonah syndrome, right? The fear of being fully alive, right? A shrinking away from the full intensity of life. It is the feeling that it is just too much and I just can't take it. I will not surpass this ecstasy, this hilarity, this cosmic intensity, this ecstasy. And yet everything we want is on the other side of fear. We learn sometimes the hard way that everything we feared was all in our minds. I know for me, man, this is this is what often kept me from dancing at parties, or what keeps me from rock climbing up cliffs, or downhill mountain biking. I fear the intensity of life lived this close. And yet the greatest moments of my life, ironically, have been the ones in which, through maybe no fault of my own, I slipstreamed into those kinds of moments. When I hurled myself into the abyss, only then did I realize it was a featherbed, and I was like, oh my God, I feel held. All is good. All is great. All is bliss and grace. So what have I learned from this? Have I transcended that gnawing self-doubt? Have I transcended my fears? Have I absolved myself of my neurosis? Far from it. Far from it. I've taken steps. I've come a long way. I've seen how far I've come, and yet, the journey beckons. I haven't fully heeded. I feel myself often second-guessing my decisions, stuck, not knowing where my path is at. And so, truth be told, I'm a work in progress. These fleeting insights of visionary understanding, these moments of clarity, they nudge me forward, right? They become the reference points, the anchor points, the tetherings of where I'm going, right? They become a kind of map. Follow your bliss, said Joseph Campbell. And he was right. He was right. We'll get there together.